Hi everyone, this is Laurie from Laurie and Gaming here. Thank you for tuning into this video. As you could probably tell from the CGI trailer that was posted at the beginning of this video, and obviously from the title, this is my overview of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is due out on Xbox, PlayStation and PC on September the 14th this year. This is kind of like a runoff of the E3 video that I did a couple of days ago as well, because basically the whole reason I was able to go to E3 was because I was sponsored by Square Enix through my fan site, my Tomb Raider fan site called Survive Reborn. My travel and accommodation were paid for by Square Enix in order for me to go along and review Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or basically the hands-on demo and behind closed doors presentation of what basically we can see for now is on offer from Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is being developed by Eidos Montreal this time round. Before it was, or for the last 10 years basically, it's been developed by Crystal Dynamics. So it's been handed over to Eidos Montreal this time round, although they have been involved in the series for a couple of years now, as they like to point out. So they're not relatively new to the series, but it's the first time they've really got their hands dirty, so to speak, and actually getting really into the story of Lara. If you haven't seen my E3 video, please do so, because it's on our YouTube channel. While you're there, you can also subscribe to the channel, give a couple of our videos a like. I do a lot of Let's Plays, and I try to do some reviews. Haven't done any yet. I think E3 is probably my first review. This will be my first overview, but I have two great guys on the team with me, AJ and Bundicott, who have their own channels as well as helping me out on this one. So if you can give those guys a bit of encouragement and a few likes and a few follows along the way, as well as like Facebook and Twitter and everything, that would be fantastic. So anyway, I'll get back to Shadow. So yeah, so I was flown out to LA, and my flight and accommodation was paid for by Square Enix, and they got me a gamer pass to E3 as well. And we started off on the Monday, where we were basically given a slot to play the demo. I'd been able to play the demo a couple of months earlier in the year at the reveal event that they held in London, which was it was epic in itself. And I absolutely loved the demo when I got to play it. So I had the last slot to play the demo at E3, because obviously I played it before, other people hadn't played it before, so it was only fair they went before me. But it was slightly different in terms of the fact that what I actually got to play at the reveal event, a lot of it had been cut down. So the interactive stuff that I got to do within the demo at the reveal event had been made basically into a cutscene, because I think what they were looking to do was to get people right into like the action, well, not the action part, but the real sort of gritty stuff that people really wanted to see, and that was the tomb, which is in the demo. And basically it's like this underground pyramid, like a Mayan pyramid, because if you didn't know already, it's the story for Shadow of the Tomb Raider is based in I think it's based in Peru, but it's based in like the Mayan sort of mythology sort of background, as you would have seen from the trailer at the beginning of this video. So yeah, so you go into this, or you come across this underground pyramid, and it's very much in the same sort of style and feel as the rest of the reboot. So it hasn't necessarily changed that much in terms of you still have like the physics puzzles that are in there, and there's still some level traversing and different things like that, and using your grapple and using your bow and arrow. Lara does have a new thing, which is a rappel, so she can rappel downwards rather than just swinging. She also does a wall run as well. So yeah, we've still seen the familiar Lara that we've seen so far in the reboot. but we're seeing a lot more confident Lara, I think, and just a lot more. She's a stronger character, not just physically, but I think sort of emotionally and mentally as well as you're playing. One of the things that I loved about the demo as well was they introduced the fact that swimming is back in Tomb Raider, which has been missed by a lot of Tomb Raider fans, including myself. So it was really good to see that back. But yes, so the main part that we got to see was the pyramid, and then there was the bit afterwards, because basically she goes in and she grabs this dagger, because it's because obviously this is a trilogy, so it's a continuation of the story of her battling the big bad guys of Trinity. Don't ask me too much about Trinity, because I haven't actually played the second game in the demo for my own personal reasons. So I've kind of missed out a lot of the story, but I just know Trinity are the bad guys and Lara is fighting the bad guys. So yeah, and basically there's this guy, I can never remember his name, but he is after this dagger. Lara knows he's after this dagger, so she goes after this dagger, and she takes this dagger from the pyramid. What she doesn't realise, even though obviously there's all these warnings, if you take this dagger, you'll start off this apocalypse, blah 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 blah. She takes it anyway because she doesn't want Trinity to get hold of it. So she takes this dagger, and then when we played at the London reveal, we actually got to play the next bit where you go into basically this village. I can't remember the name of it, but you go into this village and she's basically set off this tsunami, and it's actually quite heart-wrenching actually, because you just see all these people, these innocent people in this village, just getting swept away by all the water, and like in the one bit where you're actually another swimming bit that you get to do, you're just seeing all these bodies of all these people just floating in the water, and it's quite poignant. And I was quite disappointed they cut that out. Actually, they just made it into a few cutscenes, but yeah, it was still all in there. Like they basically had the entire demo that I played at the reveal, but the main bit that you actually got to play was the pyramid, because they wanted to obviously show you the puzzles and the traversal and just different things like that, which I think is a good idea in order to get as many people playing it as possible, and also to show off the best, technically, like in inverted commas, the best part of the demo. And it was also good because they showed the cutscene, which I loved at the end of the demo, which was when her friend, who's still with her, Jonah, finds her, but he's helping to help rescue all these people that are caught up in this tsunami, and Lara is just basically like, no, we have to go after Trinity. I must go after Trinity. I must do this. I have to do this. Blah 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 blah. And Jonah just looks at her and he says, "Not everything is about you." Or he just shouts at her and just says, "Not everything is about you." And it was just such a great cutscene to have included. It really just shows, I think, how far like the characters have come and how much they've matured. Because obviously for me, like I said, because I haven't played Rise, which was the second game, so the one before Shadow, it's a massive jump for me seeing what everyone, or how the characters have changed from the first in the series, the reboot. But yeah, it was great to remind myself of the demo and how much I did actually really like it when I played it at the reveal event. I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the reboot, because I am from the classic era. I was playing Tomb Raider 20 years ago, but it's like, as I've said to a lot of people that have actually asked me what I thought of it, and for me, it is definitely a very positive step forward for the rebooted series, and I am confident that this game is going to be a great way to sign off this trilogy. But anyway, so that was the demo, and then basically a little while after that we actually had a behind closed doors presentation where we actually got to see another part of the game that no one else, or other than press, had seen before. And it was basically they were showing off this village called Paititi, which is like a mythological village. I think it is Mayan or something. And again, you still have that interactive side of things that I think you've seen. Well, I know Uncharted have done it. I don't don't think you really have it in the reboot, but I think it's in Rise, where it's just this working sort of town or village, and you can actually talk to people and you can get like little side missions and things like that. But they've tried to make it as historically realistic as possible, so the people actually speak Mayan. They have this whole thing where you can actually change the language that they speak, so you can actually make them speak your national language, but I don't actually see why you would want to do that. Like, I'm sure you'd want to be more immersed in the actual culture and want to keep the original language in there, but hey ho, each to their own. So yeah, so that was a nice touch. It's not something I'd really look for in a Tomb Raider game, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it when I'm playing it. So we got to see that. We also got to see they do crypts. They do different things. So they do crypts and they do challenge tombs. And crypts, I think, are just, they're kind of like challenge tombs, but the way that the writer put it, because within the presentation we had the lead writer and the lead level designer. So the lead level designer was playing it and was walking us through, and the lead writer was talking about it. And as the lead writer put it, about the difference between the crypts and the tombs is that the crypts don't actively go out of their way to try and kill you, which is quite intriguing. So I think they're kind of the same as the challenge tombs, except there won't be as many traps or puzzles or whatever in there. But when we actually saw the challenge tomb that they showed us, it really sort of got me quite excited, because it actually felt like how the challenges should be within these tombs that you get to play within the game. So they're a lot bigger and a lot more complex, and the puzzles actually felt a lot more traditional to what Tomb Raiders have always had in them. I think I said earlier that within the pyramid, the main pyramid tomb, it's a lot of physics-based puzzles, which is what you'll find in the Tomb Raider trilogy now. But they've kind of lost. They haven't really gone back to that traditional way that, like, the finding the keys and dodging blades and things like that you would see in the old Tomb Raiders. But now it seems that in the challenge tombs it looks like they might have actually brought that back. So so that was quite exciting to see that might actually be back. There was another thing as well that was brought up, which again, when I said I was glad to see the swimming is back in the game, and we were actually told that because swimming is has always been such a big element in Tomb Raider games, they brought it back to the fact that there'll actually be traps now in the water, and there'll be like eels and piranhas. And for those that have played Tomb Raider 3, piranhas were quite a big thing in the first part of the game, which hopefully I'll be playing soon on the Let's Play if you want to subscribe to the channel. And but yeah, so there was a lot of things that were making a lot of classic Tomb Raider fans, I think, very happy. I think another thing as well, quite a big thing that was brought up was, I think it was announced earlier in the day or earlier within the E3 conference, but they reiterated it while we were actually in the presentation. And that was, you're going to have 3 elements that you can actually change the level of. So there'll be traversal and exploration, puzzles and combat. So traversal and exploration, there's always been this big issue within the Tomb Raider community that classic fans can't stand white ledges. We don't want to be told where we need to go. We want to be able to find that out for ourselves. So the fact that you're now able to change the level of difficulty to the fact that if you turn it up to hard, there won't be any white ledges. And I think that just pleases so many people within the Tomb Raider community, for one of them being me. So you can actually, you'll actually be challenged as to where you have to go next, which is a great thing. Then you've got puzzles. With puzzles, it's more about not actually I don't think it's more about the difficulty of the puzzle. It's more about the hand holding. So before, if you got stuck on a puzzle, you'd have Lara tell you, oh, you need to do this, or maybe if I did this, this will happen, and things like that. If you put it on hard, you'll turn Lara's hints off. And also the survival instincts thing as well that some people use if they get a bit stuck, just to see what bits of the puzzle actually work and what goes where and different things. So you're actually able to turn those off, which again is another great thing. So you're actually able to work things out for yourself. And the last one is with combat. And again, a lot of classic or older Tomb Raider fans don't like the combat of the reboot, because they're basically like, you're taking away from us. We're wasting time on trying to get through a battle when really we just want to be doing the puzzles, and we want to be finding out the story, and we want to be exploring and things like that. So you can actually put that onto easy, so you don't have to worry about getting through waves and waves of enemies. So hopefully that means like a auto aim thing. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to make it easier, or maybe like one shot kills or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, it just means that obviously how I'm going to have it is traversal and puzzles on hard and combat on easy, because I just do not care for combat. I just want to be able to get to the puzzles and exploring, and I'm going to be very happy with that. So I can't wait to actually make the game how I want to be able to play it, which is such a fantastic opportunity, I think. I mean, not even the old games could do that. It was just literally one level and that's it. If you can't beat it, then tough shit. That's just the way it was. So it's nice to have that sort of element with it. So yeah, so I think that was really it in terms of new stuff that was really brought up. So yeah, overall, I would say that my general view of Shadow, as I've said already, is that I am highly encouraged by what I have seen so far. I think Eidos Montreal have done so well in bringing out stuff that fans have been asking for quite a long time, but haven't really been delivered. So yeah, I think this will be a fantastic end to the trilogy, and I really hope that if this game does well, and I'm confident it will do really well, because it just there seems to be just a lot more hype and a lot more excitement within the community, and just within the gaming community itself anyway, around this game. I do think it will do really well, and I just hope that what it does is it encourages Crystal, who I'm assuming will be doing the next game. Obviously it will be maybe a new trilogy or just a new sort of series of games, I don't know, but obviously this trilogy is the end of this trilogy. So I would hope that Crystal would take on board what was achieved and what was changed with Shadow, and take that and use that within the next game, because to me that it basically the only way is up really from Rise, because yeah, I like I said, I didn't play it for my own personal reasons, but to me that was as low as the series could go really. So the only way is up from Rise, and obviously Shadow is definitely proving that for me. I've just got nothing. I've not really got anything negative to say about Shadow because of the fact that of what's been before. I think with the reboot, to me it's an improvement on the reboot. So yeah, that's all I can think of to say really, in terms of just how I generally, like, as a Tomb Raider fan, but also as a gamer, I think it will be one of those games as well. I think that's also been brought up, the fact that it could be played as a standalone game, so you don't actually have to go back and play the last two games to actually understand what's going on, or to understand the characters or whatever. So that's, again, as a gamer, I think it's a very positive outlook for Shadow, and I'm actually really excited to play it. I really can't wait for September to roll around for me to play it. I will also hopefully be playing it for the channel. For those of you that actually subscribe to the channel or have seen any of my posts or videos before, will know that I am actually pregnant, and my baby is actually due on September 14th, which is the day that Shadow is out. So obviously tempting fate here, and hoping that that the baby might just hold on just that little bit longer for me to be able to actually play Shadow for the channel, get my videos out before the baby comes out. So we shall see. but obviously you can't plan these things, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But I'm super excited to get my hands on Shadow. Like I said, I think you can pre-order it now, but it's due out September 14th. But if you tune into our channel, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, whichever you prefer. I'm also creating or trying to build a website, so we're going to do gaming reviews and just like different articles about the games industry as a whole. We're trying to sort out. Hopefully that will be up before September, so we can actually put our gaming reviews on there, and I can do a review on Shadow on there if you don't fancy watching a playthrough. So yeah, so it's all coming together, but we hope to see you guys along for the ride, really, because it's getting very exciting times at the moment. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll leave you guys now. Hopefully that's given a bit more of an indication on what to look forward to with Shadow. But what I'll do, I'll end this video with the actual gameplay trailer, which was the one that was, I'm not sure if it was released for E3, but it was shown a lot at E3. So I'll leave you with the gameplay trailer and the bit at the end. I won't spoil it too much, but there's a bit at the end with Lara and basically her shadow. And it's when you actually see that, because we actually got to see the cutscene of that. At the end of the BDC, or the BCD, I should say, the BCD presentation, it sent shivers down my spine. Like when you see that full cutscene put together, it's just amazing. They've got like a real dark Lara now in the game, like she's back to being kick-ass, and I'm just super excited for it. Anyway, enjoy the trailer, and I'll see you in the next video.
I thought I knew why I came here. I saw it, the end. It was so vivid. But now the truth feels further away than ever. I still have so many questions. You said you were going out, but I heard you through the wall. I said don't go far. You had me searching for. We can't let Trinity get hold of this.
Let's think this through.
Do you realize the tragedy you have unleashed? The cleansing has begun. It falls to me now to stop it before it consumes us all.
What have I done? That it's not practical. I know that it's hard to believe.
You don't know that you caused all this, Lara!
You need to trust me.
We have to trust each other.
I speak now. He wants to alter the course of humanity. If you had that power, what would you do?